Something happened. Not to you.
It was my mother.
You're wounded, but you're not that wounded.
They found her body. She had been stabbed.
It was somebody you cared about.
They couldn't think outside the box.
It was someone you loved.
This is for the life that I saved. This is for the life that I lost.
You probably could have lived with that, but the person responsible was never caught.
And the killer was never caught.
It's because you're afraid, isn't it? You're afraid that if you look into your mother's death, that you will go back down that rabbit hole and lose yourself again.
What if I'm not ready? What if the idea of catching my mom's murder and then having to sit there and watch as he cuts some deal that puts him back out on the street in 10 years makes me nauseous? Sorry, sir.
We believe we're dealing with a professional.
Can't.
Jack Coonan was killed by the same man who murdered your mother.
A contract killer. Or you can tell me who you're working for, and I will protect you.
Dick Coonan.
10 years since we crossed that yellow tape and went into that alley, and every time I cross the tape at a crime scene, I think of that night.
Look at her face. Tell me you don't remember her.
Bled out in an alley like trash she was.
Mr. Simmons, you better watch.
Rich bitch from uptown on safari in the Heights. Somebody should have warned her not to feed or tease the guy leaders. If they had, she might not have gotten it.
19 years ago, Raglan and at least 2 other cops were kidnapping mobsters for ransom. Be back here week after week to ask you who hired you. Whoever hired you, he can't hide from me.
No, sweetheart. You got an ass backwards. You can't hide from him.
Things went south when they tried to snatch Joe Pulgatti.
They mistakenly killed an undercover Fed named Bob Armand. To cover their asses, they pinned Armand's murder on Pulgatti.
And then 7 years later, my mom and a group of her colleagues tried to put together an appeal for Pulgatti.
Montgomery's our 3rd cop. He's the one who altered those records. He's been lying to us.
Did you kill my mother?
No, that was years later, but she died because of what we did that night.
Then who killed her? Give me a name. You owe me that, Roy.
No, kid, I'll give you a name. I know you. You run straight at him. I might as well shoot you where you stand. I need you to leave. They're coming to kill you, and I'm not gonna let them. I'm gonna end this.
No, please, no, sir. I forgive you. I forgive you.
This is my spot, Kate. This is where I stand.
No.
Castle, get her out of here now.
You don't have to, sir. Please. No, God, Castle.
We speak for the dead. We are all they've got once the wicked robbed them of their voices. We owe them, but we don't owe them our lives. There are no victories. There's only the battle. And the best that you could hope for is that you find some place where you can make your stand. If this is your spot, I will stand with you.
Now, the cops knew that if the case got overturned, they would all be exposed. So they hired Dick Coonan to kill all of them.
You know what? This isn't about your mother's case anymore. This is about you needing a place to hide. Because you've been chasing this thing so long, you're afraid to find out who you are without it.
She's gone.
Yeah, like we caught the guy that shot me.
You think it's a weakness?
I think it's always been there, deep inside since that night.
Make it a strength.
I've let it define me, drive me.
It's a part of you.
It's made me who I am. I want to be more than who I am.
So use it.
How am I supposed to let go? What if I let her down?
You don't understand, Detective. You woke the dragon. And this is so much bigger than you realize.
I don't know how, but somehow he figured out what we had done. He could have turned us all in. Instead, he demanded the ransom money. He took that money to become what he is, and God forgive me, but that made me behind this sin.
Just tell me who's behind this.
Whoever it is you think I am.
Tell me who's behind this.
You're wasting your time, Detective.
Neither do you.
You have no idea what you're up against.
Neither do you.
Whatever it is you think you know about me, you have no idea what I'm capable of or how far I will go.
Keep it. I resign. Let them come. And still here, Castle, and I am ready. Names, places, dates, anything that tells us what was in these files and why someone is so desperate to keep it hidden.
Before Montgomery went into that hangar, he sent a package to someone he trusted. It contained information damaging to the person behind all this.
Belonged to a guy named William H. Bracken.
You mean Senator William Bracken?
If they want a war, then I will bring them a war straight to their doorsteps.
My mother was stabbed in an alley because of you. She bled to death alone! I have the file. 08. Smith had another copy. 8672241. That's the number of the bank account where you deposit.
You're just like your mama. Both playing in worlds where you don't belong.
Who do you work for?
You are not going to shoot me, Detective.
No? Then take another step!
Kate, Vulcan Simmons was killed with your gun.
Part of me really admires you, your moral certitude, the way you fight for what you believe in, even knowing it's going to destroy you.
My mom had a saying. Vincit, omnia, veritas.
Truth conquers all.
Told me there was something out there the Senator was afraid of. A recording made by a former associate. Protect the recording in which Bracken admits to murder.
She was bringing the tape to you.
Castle. The elephants. They were my mom's. Before they were on my desk, she used to keep them hers. She used to joke about how they were like a family, just like us. Me, my mom, my dad. They were a family.
Do it now! Drop your hands! Put it down! Drop it now!
Dangerous people. Anyone gets too close like that bitch lawyer Johanna Beckett has been poking around, I'll have them killed. I've had people killed before.
I found it. It's over. Senator Bracken, you are under arrest for conspiracy, fraud, and the murder of my mother, Johanna Beckett.
Her death is a part of you. And you're gonna have to make peace with that.
Just proud of you.
You look just like her, you know.
Wherever she is, she's a friend.
You first walked in here, I was like I was looking at a ghost.